Hi all, welcome to DB Tech. Today we will see how to change plan hash value for the SQL ID in Oracle database. So first of all, this is my database, DB Tech. I have logged in as a Scott user. So as of now, you can see that there are no tables in this Scott under Scott user. So let me create one employee table and I am going to insert few of the rows. Okay. So just I'm doing that. Now you can see that select star from tab. There is a employee table. So we have few rows under employee table. There are 10 rows we have. Okay. So from this one, I'm going to fetch where the department number is 30. Okay. So let me execute this one. So I just executed this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got around 5 rows, right? So let me check the execution plan from the cursor. So if you see that this is my SQL ID and this is the plan hash value and it has been taken with the table access full. How many rows it has fetched? 5 rows. So it went with the table access full because we do not have any index. Okay. Suppose if we have the index, I'm going to create an index on the department number column. Okay. So let me create on that. Okay. I just created that. So let me execute the same. And before going with that, just verify here, this is my SQL ID and this is the plan hash value ending with 932. Okay, I'm executing the same query now and I'm verifying the plan hash value and the execution. So this is my SQL ID. If you see that now the plan hash value has been changed for this SQL ID and the plan is taken with the index range scan. So there is a plan has been changed for this one. Okay. So in this case, in those type of cases, like for that particular SQL ID, if I have multiple plan hash values, plan hash value 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So if you think that 2 is the best plan hash value for this SQL ID to run fast. So how to set the SQL ID to take this plan hash value only whenever it runs with this SQL. Okay, so how to set that one? So for that, we have one COE XFR, which is provided by Oracle itself. I'm giving you in a GitHub link in our channel. So you can verify that. So this is the link. So this is the query you have to run to set the profile or the plan hash value for that particular SQL ID. Okay, so you can download this one. So I have already done this. If you see here, ls-ltr, there is a coe.sql already there. Okay, so let me run this one at the rate coe.sql. First, it will ask for the enter the value for one. Here you have to give the SQL ID which you want to set the profile. So what is my SQL ID? This is the SQL ID. Okay. So if you give this one, it will give all the plan hash values for this particular SQL ID with average seconds, how many seconds it ran. As I said earlier, if I have the plan hash value 1, it ran for 10 minutes. If I have the plan hash value 2, it ran for 5 minutes. If I have the plan hash value 3, 15 minutes. Plan hash value, this is for 20 minutes. So you think that this is the best plan hash value. So you can set that one. Here in our case, still we have the 2 plan hash values for this SQL, but still we are getting only one because it ran less than 1 second. It did not capture. Also, just assume that if you have the multiple plan hash values for that particular SQL ID, so if you run the coe.sql and you have to provide the SQL ID first, it will display what are all the available plan hash values for this particular SQL ID and what is the average seconds it ran. So if you see this here, for this particular plan hash value, it ran for less than 1 second, 0.009 seconds. So just assume that you want to set this profile. So second value, you have to give the plan hash value. So just give enter. Okay. So if you see here, ls-ltr, it will come out sometimes, and sometimes it won't come out. In your present working directory itself, there is a .sql file has been created. In your present working directory, there is a .sql file has been created. So you have to run this one. So connect, sorry, SQL plus Scott Tiger. Scott is having a full DBA privilege, so that's the reason I could able to run this one. Okay, so in our real-time environment, you have to run this one as a sysdba. So just execute this one. So what it is doing for this SQL ID? What is the SQL ID? This is the SQL ID, and what is the plan hash value? This is the plan hash value. So for this SQL ID, it is going to set this plan hash value. If you see that, see here ending with 4031. It has taken the index range scan, right? So if you give this one, okay, let me run one more time, coe.sql. And what is the SQL ID? This is the SQL ID. And it wiped out because it did not run that. Okay, let me re-log in again as sysdba, select star from connect as Scott Tiger, select star from tab. Okay, you have the select star from employee, which will give you the 10 rows. Okay, now let me execute the same query again. Before that, let me remove all the earlier ones, rm minus rf, all the profiles which got created earlier. I'm just removing those. Okay, yeah, fine. So let me run the select star from employee where department number is 30. Okay, now check the SQL ID with the plan hash value. This is the SQL ID and this is the plan hash value ending with 4031, and it ran with the index range scan. And here you can see that it has taken predicate information and everything you can see here. Okay. Now if you run the COE at the rate COE, first value what we have to give? You have to give the SQL ID. Second value, you have to give the plan hash value. As I said, if you have multiple plan hash values, you have to choose what is the average seconds it ran very less. So depending upon your understanding and your environment, just try to set the profile. So if you see here, now there is a file has been created in your present working directory at OS level. If you see that, this is the file. Just go ahead and run this one. That's it. Your profile has been set. See here, profile has been set. So just you want to check whether your profile has been set or not. Okay, what is the SQL ID? This is the SQL ID, right? So DBA SQL profile. Okay, you can get the information. So let me execute this, whether the profile is there or not for that particular SQL ID. If you see here, there is a SQL profile has been set. Okay, now try to run the select star from employee and check the execution plan. See here what it has been shown here, SQL profile used for this statement. So in this case, we can see that for this SQL ID, what is the SQL ID? For this SQL ID, this is the plan hash value has been set. So this is how you can set the profile. If you want to drop the profile, so this is the profile name, right? SQL profile name. So if you want to drop, yes, you can use this. SQL drop SQL profile. That's it. It is going to drop. Now you can verify DB SQL profiles. There are no rows. So if you run this one again, earlier it has been shown that SQL profile has been used, right? So let me check this again. Plan. See here, there is no SQL profile has been taken. Optimizer has been taken, whichever is having good execution plan and everything, it is going to choose that and it is going to execute that one. But still we can see that it is still 4031 has been used because it is very small query which is giving only 5 rows. So in our case, how you can set, just you need to run the coe.sql and give the first value as the SQL ID and second value as plan hash value. And here there is a file is going to create here. Okay. So you need to run this one at the rate. That's it. For this SQL ID, this plan hash value is going to set. So this is how you can set the particular plan hash value for SQL ID. So thank you for listening and please subscribe. Thank you.